anyone want to do a surprise book haul? Don't you already have a bunch of books that you want to read and know you want to read? And the answer is yes I do. However, I was scrolling on Facebook a few weeks ago and I came across this advert from a company called A Box of Stories. And let's just say I was intrigued because I picked up 2 of their book boxes already, and that's what I'm going to be sharing in this video. Now, A Box of Stories is a company that kind of specialises in undiscovered authors. They curate these boxes separated by genre, and in each box is 4 books that they have picked from their undiscovered authors. Now, I've picked up the fiction box and the mixed box, but there are a few other boxes on there, for example, non-fiction, historical fiction, sci-fi, that kind of thing. And each of these boxes costs from around $14.99 to $21.99, which I think is actually pretty good considering you get 4 books in that little bundle, and you get to find new authors that you might not have heard of. Now, you might have noticed that I've been doing air quotes when I've said undiscovered authors, because definitely on the pictures on the website I've heard of and seen some of those books before, so I don't think they're going to be too far out. However, we're just going to get into these boxes and see what books I got and yeah, how undiscovered these authors are, and if these are books I'm really excited to read, which fingers crossed, hopefully I am. My initial thoughts when looking at these boxes is that they're quite big for 4 books. I'm not sure kind of what these entail, but I'm really excited to see. I haven't opened these yet, so I don't know which is which, but we're just gonna open it up and find out. Okay, so this one, I don't know. I think this one is the mixed one. Okay, I'm gonna try and go from the top to the bottom, but there's definitely a book about the Pope in here, which I'm really confused about. But we're just going to take it one book at a time and see how it goes. So the first title that we have over here is The Mayfly. This definitely seems like a horror book. The opening thing is, it's happening again.
Charlie Priest, ex-detective inspector turned London lawyer, is hired by influential entrepreneur Kenneth Ellender to investigate the murder of his son. But Priest is no ordinary lawyer. Brilliant yet flawed, this case will push him and those closest to him to the edge. Priest traces the evidence back to the desperate last days of the Second World War. Buried in the ashes of the Holocaust is a secret so deadly its poison threatens to destroy the very heart of the establishment. As Priest races to uncover the truth, can he prevent history from repeating itself?
I feel like I've heard of this book, but it definitely isn't the type of book that I would usually go for. Interesting. Let's see what the next one is, because it's a book about the Pope. So the second book is Pope Francis, Thoughts on Politics and Society. I don't really know what to say about this, to be honest. Interesting.
Pope Francis has thoroughly re-engaged the Catholic Church with the modern world by tackling the difficult and urgent questions that we face as a civilization in order to illuminate the path to change. The Pope's clarity, humility, and humanity are brought to the fore by Dominic Wharton's engaging and relevant questions. As well as revealing fascinating insights into his early life, Pope Francis freely addresses the major issues of our time. A detailed picture of how Pope Francis became the most popular leader the Catholic Church has ever seen is built through their open and warm dialogue.
So I just got rid of the box because it was just taking up too much room. But I'm confused and kind of intrigued by the Pope book. I quite like that it's called The Path to Change, but I'm hoping that it's going to have more of a holistic view of the world than just the Catholic Church, but we will see. The next book I've got on here is called Safe by Ryan Gatiss. I originally kind of misread this and I thought it was the author of Girl on the Train, but you can see that I didn't read The Girl on the Train because that was Paula Hawkins. But she just reviewed it and said it's a thrilling heist novel with a big beating heart. I don't really know much about heist novels, to be honest. It's not a genre I'm usually drawn to, but let's just read the little blurb and see what this is all about.
2008. LA is a city in crisis. There are no jobs, no money, and no houses. Ruddy Reyes, aka Glasses, is a drug runner turned double agent who wants to go straight. And Ricky Mendoza Jr., aka Ghost, a master safecracker with terminal cancer who's got nothing left to lose. When Ghost steals hundreds of thousands of dollars from a safe owned by Glass's boss, an LA drug lord named Rooster, he risks sabotaging Glass's deal with the DEA. As Rooster closes in on him, Glasses does whatever he can to keep his deal on track, putting his livelihood at risk, his freedom, and his family. From the acclaimed author of All Involved, Safe is a modern-day morality tale, a bold, twisting, and heart-stopping thriller.
That sounds interesting. This is definitely also not a book I would usually pick up, but it seems like an interesting story. This next one actually looks like something I would pick up. So this is Alice Robb, Why We Dream, The Science, Creativity and Transformative Power of Dreams. Oh no! There's a little dent in it. That's so sad.
We all dream, even if we don't remember our dreams. Even in today's modern age, it is human nature to wonder what they mean. Now, groundbreaking science is putting dreams at the forefront of new research into sleep, memory, the concept of self, and human socialization. Once a subject of the New Age and spiritualism, the science of dreams is revealed to have a crucial role in the biology and neuroscience of our waking lives. In Why We Dream, Alice Robb, a leading American science writer, takes readers on a journey to uncover why we dream, why dreaming matters, how we can improve our dream life, and why we should.
This actually sounds really interesting and I'm really into this. Overall, this box is definitely a wild ride. It's definitely mixed. I'm so confused about... I mean, he's not really unknown or undiscovered. I'm pretty sure that everyone knows who Pope Francis is, but maybe people just aren't picking up his book. And also this one, I'm pretty sure I've heard of it before, but I wouldn't have picked it up. So we're off to a good start. I'm just going to go into the fiction one now and see if that box is any closer to what I would usually read or if it's also just a wild ride. Box number 2. This is a fiction crate. I can see some time travel stuff in here, so I'm like quite happy. The first book that is on here, they love giving me a bit of horror. So it's like someone's dead, someone's to blame. This is Bad Sister by Sam Carrington.
You can't choose your family, but can you escape it? Then, when flames rip through her family home, only teenager Stephanie and her younger brother escape unhurt. Brett always liked to play with fire, but now their dad is dead and someone has to pay the price. Now, psychologist Connie Summers wants to help Stephanie rebuild her life. She has a new name, a young son, and everything to live for. But when Stephanie receives a letter from someone she'd hoped would never find her, Connie is forced to question what really happened that night. But some truths are better left alone.
This seems like a thriller type book. I'm gonna have a lot of sleepless nights, I feel like, after this. I wouldn't pick this up usually, but it seems like the structure is quite interesting and it might have kind of a lot of flashbacks, which I haven't read anything recently that does that very well. So I'm really intrigued to see how this is written and how they pull the story along. But yeah, definitely not something I would usually pick up, but I'm open to giving it a go. The next one, we have Andrew Marr. Isn't he like... I swear I've heard of Andrew Marr. Is he like a news person or something? Children of the Master. I don't know, I feel like I'm googling this. Who is Andrew Marr? I swear he has a show. He's that guy! Okay, so he's the guy that kind of just really goes at it with politicians. He's a journalist and television and radio presenter and political commentator. This makes a lot of sense now because the blurb is definitely like political fiction.
The Prime Minister's days are numbered. The Master, a shadowy figure from his party's past, plans to replace him with someone he can manipulate to his own ends. But who will he choose? Two candidates stand out. David Petrie, a handsome, self-made Scot with a troubled personal history, and Caroline Phillips, a high-flying Londoner whose unconventional private life could make or break her. Against a backdrop of intrigue and betrayal at Westminster, these two must play the master at his own game if they are to seize the greatest political prize of all.
It can't be real, but also it's Andrew Marr. I'm very confused about this book. Yeah. Let's just put that to the side for a second because we have something over here that says time travel. So this is Valley of the Moon by Melanie Gideon. An utterly original, thoughtful and deeply compelling novel for readers who love the time traveller's wife. Okay, so this is the type of book that I read a lot and that I think I'm gonna like.
In the heart of the Sonoma Valley, on the edge of a sun-drenched meadow, lies the idyllic community of Greengage, where the residents wear simple clothes, lead quiet lives, and whose manners could almost seem to be of another time. Into this world stumbles Lux Lysander, trying to lose herself in the peaceful beauty of the Californian countryside while her young son visits his grandparents. It's a world far away from her sense of struggle as a single mother. Soon, Lux finds herself drawn into the lives of the people of Greengage, discovering not only the secret at the heart of their community, but also a sense of belonging she didn't know she was looking for. Torn between this life and her own, with her son back in San Francisco, can Lux turn her back on the only place that has ever truly felt like home?
This seems cute. I like it. I would pick this. It's a lot less confusing than Andrew Marr. But we're also going to put that to the side because we've got one more book. This is The Piranhas by Roberto Saviano.
In Naples, a new kind of gang rules the streets, the Piranzi, the children's gangs. Groups of teenage boys who divide their time between Facebook or playing Call of Duty on their PlayStations and patrolling the streets armed with pistols and AK-47s, terrorizing local residents in order to mark out the territories of their mafia bosses. The Piranhas tells the story of the rise of one such gang and its leader Nicholas, known to his friends and enemies as the Maharaja. But Nicholas's ambitions reach far beyond doing other men's bidding. He wants to be the one giving orders, calling the shots and ruling the city. But the violence he is accustomed to wielding and witnessing soon spirals out of his control.
Again, I would not pick this. I find the blurb a bit weird.
So my camera just ran out of battery, unfortunately, but I'm just going to quickly wrap up. A majority of these books are not books that I would choose to read, maybe, but I'm actually really kind of looking forward to pushing myself outside my comfort zone, trying some new books and seeing how it goes, although the Mayfly and the Bad Sister one I'm definitely not going to read before bed because my brain will not be able to compute that. But yeah, that's a box of stories. Let me know if you want a book review for these books as well, because I think that might be quite interesting. But yeah, hope you're all having a lovely Saturday and I will speak to you soon.